Hello everybody! We have an awesome game today for you, including some pretty cool town play. So what actually happened with this one is I was recording it. I forgot that I had switched my mic to a different mic, and so I recorded it with the wrong mic. It's really bad, so I had to go ahead and get rid of the sound of the actual game and do an entire voiceover. So I do apologize for that, but it's a really great game, and that's why I decided not to toss it and to get it anyway. So we have an anime name theme for this one. I was Pikachu the Transporter, and I really like Transporter. Transporter can be an extreme detriment to town sometimes because you run the risk of entirely messing up yourself and all of town. You'll see here that I'm switching Dorothy Good, who has left the game, with myself. The reason why I'm doing that is because Dorothy Good is going to die anyway, so she's very unlikely to be attacked. And therefore, by switching her with myself, I'm guaranteeing basically that I will live the first night. It's reasonable. It's a reasonable tactic, and I've used stuff like that before. And it's definitely a lot of, it's very easy to kind of determine using that you will actually be able to live a day. Now, I've been told before that people aren't sure that actually works anymore when they leave the game, but I thought it does. Be sure to correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect, but that's the best of my knowledge. That is how it is. Now, Jailer's dead. Edward Illick, the jailer, has died, and that's very early for a jailer death. It's not very good. Now, you gotta think there's a possibility, you gotta hope at least, that there is in fact a retributionist, but there's no real guarantee. In fact, generally speaking, because I am town support, you think it's maybe a little bit less likely now. Now, Werewolf left. Werewolf was Dorothy Good, who left that first day. Raichu says, Jailer, please don't leave. And now I'm curious, because Raichu is definitely claiming here a little bit of a soft retributionist claim. So he's soft claiming retributionist. Soft claim just means that you're indicating that you are perhaps this role without coming out and saying it. I'm asking if anybody's been roadblocked, because I'm curious to know if there is a consort that I need to save Raichu from, etc. So, no one's claiming roadblocked. Raichu says, I will revive Jailer, claiming in full now they are retributionist. I'm asking Raichu if they're vet baiting, because I'm scared that if I transport them, I'm going to end up being killed by vet. So they say, no, I am retring. And I say, hopefully, no consort then. Because, and then Raichu says this, there is a witch, by the way. So now I'm like, geez, that's great. So that's neutral evil is witch. So at this point, you gotta think that the witch is gonna go ahead and keep Raichu from reviving the jailer. That's what I would do, at least if I was the witch. And so that's my thought process right now. Is I have two options. I can transport Raichu to try to save them from the potential witch, or, although I believe they're probably gonna be protected, so I don't think they're gonna die. I think they might be witched if anything. Or it's a vet bait to get the witch to go after them, or Mafia to go after them and try to kill them before they can revive the jailer. I choose to switch two basically random people, Charizard and Ash Ketchum. The reason being that at this point, I'm pretty much convinced that the worst thing, that if I die to vet bait, it's going to be really awful right now. I don't believe that Retribution is going to die. It's just a matter of whether or not they get witched or not. So the next day comes along. Edward Illick, the jailer, has been brought back. So I'm a little bit surprised, honestly. I'm kind of like, wait, witch didn't witch off the Retributionist? Because that's the first thing I would have done. And Mewtwo the mayor is dead. I now know that I have to claim Transporter today. Because if I claim any other time, it's going to be really suspicious. I'm claiming TS. I am, in fact, TS. But TS is definitely running out. We have a confirmed Retributionist and confirmed Mayor. So I'm claiming Transporter right here. And saying that's 2 TS. I transported, and here it is. I'm claiming who I transported as well. I transported 15 and 9 last night. Kahlua then claims Random Town. And because they claimed Random Town after I claimed TS, it indicates to me that they're claiming TS. They're soft claiming TS. So my first thought process is certainly possible that this is a consort here. Jigglypuff claims Robloxed. So it seems like it's very possible that we have a consort or an escort. And so we can tell pretty easily if there appears to be a consort. We can go ahead and probably pretty safely say that Kahlua is a good target to look at. Now, I've claimed myself as transporter, and Kahlua. Now I'm a little bit suspicious. I think Kahlua may potentially be a consort here, but Kahlua whispers me, and this is very intelligent. This is why Town wins when they talk. Kahlua says, "Can I distract tonight to prove, or someone else?" I say, "You can distract me. I'm actually immune to roadblocks anyway, so I'm safe. You can distract me if you want. It's great proof." Yugi is claiming Town Protective and says, "If you're moving me, be very careful. I'm TP." Okay. I was hauled off to jail. What? I'm transporter. I claimed transporter. I called it in chat. I even claimed who it was that I transported. Now he asks for a will. I'm like, are you serious, jailer? Like, are you kidding me? This is a bad idea. My goal, tonight would have probably been keeping myself alive, to be honest. Probably transporting myself with somebody and just trying to make more people aware that there is, in fact, a transporter. So I don't think I was going to transport TP or anything, but I can tell the jailer, of course, who claims Town Protective. So I tell the jailer, not a wise move, 10 claims TP. I will protect them tomorrow if I feel they are in danger. So I got the information out. I told him who Town Protective is. Hopefully now he will, or at least who claimed to me. Hopefully now he won't be killing them or jailing them and wasting Town Protective, because that's dangerous. So what is Anime died last night? What is Anime the spy? Kahlua says I was jailed last night, which is true. And however, I did get the roadblock anyway. It says somebody tried to roadblock you, but you were jailed. So I am aware that they are, in fact, at least an escort or a consort. There's no guarantee that they're escort, but the fact that they're so open and talkative definitely makes me feel like they are very towny. They feel extraordinarily towny to me right now. So jail last night, roadblock last night. And so I'm just getting the information out. Goku was witched last night, they say. And Yugi says, so we have consort. And I say, I believe roadblock was escort. No, I believe roadblock was escort. I say it again. Why? You claim trans. I did, from what I can tell. All right, then, Yugi says, in his random town. So I'm getting this feeling that Kahlua is definitely random town, escort. It just really feels that way. And Dinosaur Guy kind of gets my attention here by saying, how come? That's a lot of TS. And I'm like, Dyna Guy. That's interesting, Dinosaur Guy. And Kahlua is defending themselves, but it's possible. Yugi says no leads, and I don't like it when people say that. So I'm about to call him out on it, but he did claim TP to me. I'm not sure if I really want to. So it looks like our TI is dead, says Kahlua, maybe. So right now, both Kahlua and no one else at least is claiming it. And Dinosaur Guy says that's a weak TI. So Dinosaur Guy, for some reason to me, feels like I want, like he's feeling evil to me, right? And Yugi has been extraordinarily active today in the chat. And I'm a little bit worried that Yugi is going to be targeted as being potentially town. I've claimed transporter, so I think that I'm unlikely to be targeted directly, because people will likely think that targeting me is somewhat risky. It's like a known vet. You might target them because you might catch them off guard. They might not expect to be attacked, but generally speaking, you leave them towards the end a little bit. So I'm trying to write in my will here before the night ends. Dinosaur to Yugi. Uh-oh. One of your targets was jailed, so you could not transport them. And I already have a suspicion here. Right there below, you can see Yugi Moto is dead. Dino was jailed, and because of that, I was unable to switch Yugi Moto with Dino, and he was dead. So I am going to post this because this is pretty, substantial information here. It definitely helps prove my point. And I was intending to save that guy. So I said it right there, posted it, tried to save him last night. Dino was jailed. I wasn't jailed, and then Trans tried to trans me. So transport didn't go through. Sorry, Yugi. So I am apologizing to Yugi right there. And I'm asking for Dino's role because I had suspected him before. I had a suspicion already at this point. I'm Invest. You're Consig. I do not trust this Invest. We said TI was dead. There was no counterclaim to that. Spy is in fact dead. And there's 3 random town already chosen right here. There's 3 random town. I feel like it's unlikely for this to be an investigator. I think it's Invest, it's Consig, or Witch. And so we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get this up here. So Corey, though, comes up on here as Framer, Jester, or Vampire, which is definitely interesting. And so if this is in fact Consig, Corey would likely be innocent. And if this is Witch, then I'm not entirely sure necessarily what this is. Dinosaur guy says, guys, chill. And all I'm saying is this. 3 random town is taken. Does anybody counterclaim TI? There's not 2 random town spots left, Dinosaur guy. As far as I'm concerned, there's 3 TI taken. And Kahlua says that as well. I'm really kind of liking Kahlua right now. They feel extraordinarily towny. Goku says if it's not him, then get Corey. He was Framer, Jess Vamp, and any is taken. Yeah, if this is Investigator, then it does seem like Corey is probably going to be Framer right there. Definitely a good kill. I vote guilty. No one else does. There's abstains all around. Now, I tend to find when there's a lot of abstains, it tends to be Mafia or Evil that's up on the stand because Mafia, a lot of times Mafia won't inno somebody who is another Mafia or, say, witchy feeling, but they won't guilty either. They abstain. So I was the only person who voted guilty, and I'm darn glad that I did. So I say jail Goku, because I'm a little bit... Now, I honestly thought this was actually Consig, which made me think that Corey was probably good. And Goku... So I say jail Goku, because they're claiming TK, and I ask if there's any CCs for TK. And he claims... Goku says... Ensures that he is, in fact, town killing... and claims veteran. So at this point, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have said jail him. It's not particularly great. I gotta think here, who's gonna be likely to be attacked. I don't believe that today is the day that I'd go for jailer if I am Mafia. I might try to kill off the transporter right now. So I switch myself with Raichu. Now, in my head, I had forgotten that Raichu was in fact the transporter or the retributionist. So this isn't a particularly great trans because I'm transporting myself a town with another town. So if any one of us got attacked, it'd still be a town. But there's no attacks. And my first thought process was, wait a second, is Raichu Godfather? Because my brain's not working quite right, guys. But no. Jigglypuff says attacked in jail. Now, that's not necessarily the truth. It's possible that there's something else going on. I go ahead and ask Jiggly for the role. And this is where town kind of has a little bit of an issue here. Raichu claims Jiggly claims Vigi, and I'm not quite sure if that's believable. Now, he says shooting Corey. And I kind of like this. I kind of agree with that. So we're going to go ahead and get the role from Corey, I think, right now, instead of pushing on the TKs. Town killing who are willing to prove themselves by shooting people tend to feel very towny to me. But I want to know what Corey's role is. And Corey just says Mafia. After Goku says Corey is O, Corey says Mafia. And he can't be Jester. So you got to vote this up. Because this is either Mafia or it's town that's game throwing. And you tend to think that it's not actually going to be that. So now Corey was pinged out by the Witch. But Witch can, of course, lie. And that's why I wasn't necessarily sure that that was, in fact, somebody who was worth targeting. Now, I go ahead and ask Raichu for their role. Just because I'm trying to confirm some things in my head, and I had forgotten, like I said, that Raichu is, in fact, the Retributionist. So, this is an easy guilty right here. He says, I'm Retri. Remember, I'm like, doy. So, Retributionist, Kahlua, all those people are good. John Proctor leaves the game. So it's a bummer that John Proctor left. We're hoping at this point that this is actually going to be Mafia that has left. John Proctor the Mafia. Because otherwise, it's pretty dangerous for us. Now, John Proctor didn't have a name, so it's possible that Proctor was actually AFK for the entire time and may have disconnected early on in the game. So I say TK should kill each other, or try to, in my opinion. And this is honestly typically a good idea. Jiggly says I'm shooting 15. I'm not going to stop them from shooting 15. It's possible that 15 is, in fact, guilty. We haven't heard much from them. Vet can't shoot anyway, but I tend to like to say if it's unlikely that there's 2 TK, allow them to attack each other. Well, in particular, if somebody claims Vigi and somebody claims Vet, have the Vigi attack the Vet and have the Vet alert. If the Vet alerts, Vigi dies and Vet stays alive. There's no real bad situation there. Generally speaking, it ends up okay. You lose a town if they both happen to be town. But if the vigilante, which is the Vigiclaim, which is often mafioso, is actually mafioso, they attack the veteran and they die, or they die the next day. Now, I'm switching the jailer with John Proctor, who left last night, because, like I said, John Proctor is not likely to be targeted. So I'm able to make sure that Edward Elick remains alive for the day. Ryan Chu's dead, who is a confirmed retributionist, and John Proctor is dead, but they had left the game. So the question becomes, who is John Proctor? We have up to 3 Mafia left and as little as 4 town left. You guys have a guess on who John Proctor might be? So it's a little bit worrying here. Town looks like it could be in a lot of trouble. Good thing is that we still have Jailer and we still have Transporter, which is fairly powerful. And John Proctor committed suicide. Could not find the last will, which does indicate that they may have been AFK the whole time, and was the framer. So, a lucky break for Town. We've been trying real hard recently to make Town as talkative as possible. We got a good lynch on Dinosaur Guy, a good lynch on Corey, and Jigglypuff. My first question is, why is Charizard still alive? Because Jigglypuff, you said you were going to kill him. And Jigglypuff says that I was jailed. Again. So twice in a row. So, not a great move by Jailer. Goku seems to think Jigglypuff is telling the truth. I don't believe they're both Mafia. So, Mafia's going to kill anyway, since both Mafioso and Godfather are here. Because, so basically Edward was saying, well, I wanted to see if Mafioso killed if Jigglypuff was in jail. Well, of course they are, because there's a Mafioso and a Godfather. So Mafia's always going to kill in this situation, unless there's an escort and a jail. So he pushed up Charizard, right? Because Charizard is the one that hasn't really claimed anything at this point. And Jigglypuff is pursuing that they are in fact evil. So we can actually confirm Jigglypuff fairly easily here by making Charizard come up to the stand and claim a role. Is there a claim? Is there a claim? And if you look at the votes, Kahlua is basically confirmed town at this point. Goku is likely town but not confirmed. Edward is confirmed town and I'm confirmed town. So we have 3 confirmed town voting against this person, which makes me think that this is likely to be Mafia. This is a really sad game for Mafia. I agree. Mafia is not performing particularly well, and they're not keeping enough suspicion on town members to keep themselves from being pushed off. So he didn't say anything until the end. Yeah, neutral killing leaving so early. That definitely hurt. It could have helped. It could have helped town though, because Werewolf could have, in theory, killed Mafia. So there's not necessarily anything to be said about that. But they didn't even try to claim. And it seems like Ash is going to be getting attacked tonight, likely. So I say, Ash, roll before you die. I'm giving them an opportunity to save us some time. And there's no roll. And they're the only person who didn't vote up this Mafioso. Ash Ketchum, it appears, is guilty. So I'm a little bit concerned here because I don't want to transport. I don't want to transport the jailer anymore, because the jailer has proven to be a little bit weak sauce. I don't want to really transport Goku with myself because they are likely to be, or they're possibly veteran, and it scares me. And so I transport myself with Kahlua just to kind of get a transport done. I don't want to die. Me and Kahlua both are fairly valuable at this point in the game. So I just want to keep myself alive primarily, because I can win against Godfather late game a little bit, just as well, if not a little bit better than Escort can. So I was looking out for myself, basically. Kahlua was killed last night because Kahlua was jailed. What? Why? Why, jailer? Why? So Kahlua was doing just about everything that they needed to be doing, was doing the right things, proving that they existed, and was killed by the jailer. Jigglypuff is dead, killed by Mafia, and is likely to be the vigilante at this point. So you got to think it's either Goku or, so I guess in theory I could have transported Jigglypuff with Ash, but then I'm afraid that I would have made Jigglypuff shoot themselves. But it worked out anyway, because this leaves almost nothing left to claim. The jailer is confirmed, so we know who that is. Me as transporter is basically confirmed. Goku is likely to be town at this point because it certainly appears that Ash was attacked and is going to be Mafia. So Ash Ketchum says, it's hard when Corey game through. Yeah, there was a little bit of a game throw there. I think I agree with you on that. It wasn't particularly a great play by Mafia. So there's something to be said for that indeed. I'm going to go ahead and say that the rest of this game is pretty much self-explanatory, though. We go ahead and we vote up Ash Ketchum, and we're going to get the kill. For the sake of just saving you guys a little bit of time and save myself a little bit of time because I had to re-record this, I'll go ahead and leave it there. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I do think it's interesting that both Charizard and Ash Ketchum were evil in this particular case. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed, and until I see you guys again, peace out.